frankly, a dereliction of duty when you are an elected leader to play those kinds of games with human life. Doing it for the sake of a headline, what we're seeing with these governors is irresponsible, and it's inhumane. It's inhumane.
Yes, very rich commentary from Vice President and so-called border czar Kamala Harris, going after Republican governors for busing illegal migrants into sanctuary cities. A new Spectrum News and Siena College poll shows that 52% of Texans, including 4% of Latinos, support efforts to send illegal migrants to other areas of the country. Texas should not be handling this alone. Joining me right now is Texas Congressman, member of the House Oversight and Reform Committee, and Air Force veteran himself, Pat Fallon. Congressman, it's good to see you today. Thanks very much for being here. Maria. Your reaction to Kamala Harris there?
Well, Maria, thanks for having me on. I mean, it's really, I don't think she's living within the bounds of reality and living on this planet. Maybe she's in orbit around Neptune. So she said the border was secure. So let's look at tail of the tape here if we could. In April of this year, there were 234,000 illegal border crossings, which was the worst we had ever seen on record. It was 1,258% worse than the last time President Trump was in office in April. And then in May, that record was shattered with 240,000 illegal border crossings, which was 930% worse. And then in June, July, and August, we had about 200,000, give or take, every single month. So in the last 5 months alone, if you consider also known gotaways, it's about 1.5 million people under Joe Biden's watch, about 3.6 million, nearly the entire population of Oklahoma. 20,000 pounds of fentanyl have been seized while Joe Biden has been in office, which is enough to kill every American, man, woman, and child, about 15, 20 times over. We lost 107,000 people last year alone to opioid overdoses. That's her definition of a secure border. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but the mainstream media, I mean, Chuck Todd, no pushback whatsoever in that interview when she said the border was secure. It's just incredible to me. You and 19 of your colleagues sent a letter to President Biden demanding he respond to concerns that his student loan bailout will hurt military recruitment by devaluing the GI Bill benefits. Congressman, tell me about that. This is more policy out there that is stoking inflation on top of the wide open border policy. You've also got the American people worried about making ends meet.
Yeah, amen. I mean, that was really bad policy for several reasons. A lot of folks don't realize that the military did not meet their recruiting goals, and in fact, far from it this year, Maria. And only 23% of Americans are even eligible to serve. 9% have an interest in serving, and less than 1% do serve. The Army missed their recruiting goals this year by 20,000 recruits. The Navy only reached 89%. And the Air Force missed the mark by several thousand as well. And one of the things that mainly attracts talent into service is the GI Bill or even student loan forgiveness programs that are earned, not just given away. Joe Biden just by the stroke of a pen decides you're going to get $20,000, off your student loan balance, and you're not going to have to do anything for it. And you can make up to 125 grand or 250,000 if you're married. That's going to also take a hit. I think it's going to exacerbate inflation, and it's going to hurt military recruitment.
So let me get this straight then. The Biden administration's plan includes a decline in recruitment in the military. It includes a decline of border agents, but we're supposed to be happy about 87,000 IRS agents. So we're going to have 166,000 IRS agents, 15,000 border agents, and a decline in recruitment in the military. And then on top of all of that, Fox News Digital has obtained documents that show that Colorado's Air Force Academy is instructing cadets to use words that, quote, include all genders, and to not use words such as mom and dad. So we're not allowed to use mom and dad now, and your military, as an Air Force veteran yourself, is this what's going on in the military right now?
Well, we have to push back on it. I don't want my military politicized, and I don't want it woke. I want it to be lethal. I want to project combat power. I want to deter aggression. I want Russia and China and Iran and North Korea and the other bad actors in the world to fear America and to think twice if they're going to get out of line and go rogue. I don't think they give a hoot about what pronouns we're using and the fact that the military is taking valuable training time to discuss transgender issues. I'm appalled.
Unbelievable. Instead, the U.S. just issued visas to the head of Iran to come to America to go participate in the UN General Assembly. They issued a visa to Sergei Lavrov, the #2 guy in Russia who's created death and destruction in Ukraine. We had to get him a visa to come to the UN General Assembly. What is that about?
Well, I think Joe Biden doesn't want to say no. He's projecting more weakness. I don't think there's any way President Trump would have allowed that to happen. And, let's look at what Putin did just real quick, Maria. He invaded Georgia in 2008 under Bush. He took the Crimea under Obama in 2014, full-fledged invasion. And this year under Biden. No, for those 4 years, President Trump didn't do anything because I think they really, truly feared President Trump and the strength that he projected and he would guarantee if they did go rogue.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this mobilization that Vladimir Putin has put in place of troops in Russia. Just this week, the situation is getting worse, apparently. We'll talk about that with Michael McCall. But do you have any thoughts on this mobilization for Russian men in Russia right now? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I sit on the Armed Services Committee as well, and he's calling up 300,000 reservists. At least that's the plan. But the problem is they can call up 300,000, 3 million. They don't have the equipment and they don't have the weapons to arm them. And, how well trained are they? We saw just what happened with the Ukraine counteroffensive. Things are going well. We need to support our friends, and we need Russia to fail here and leave Ukraine because it would hopefully put the Russian bear back in its cage and also give China pause if they wanted to cross the straits and attack Taiwan.
Well, we'll see. We're saying that, but it's going on and on, Congressman. We'll be watching. Thanks very much for your service to this great country. We'll see you soon, sir. Thank you.